Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome all of you on this beautiful sunny day in Western New York to the Western New York Power Proceeds Allocation Board meeting of June 6th. We do have a quorum, so we would like to begin our meeting. My name is Brenda McDuffie, and I am a member of the board. Today, our chairperson, Tony Colucci, is not able to join us. He is excused, and so I will be acting as chair for this meeting. I'd like to welcome my fellow board members, Paul Brown and Deanna Brennan. A third member, Dennis Alzenbeck, will be joining us shortly, but as I indicated, we do have a quorum. I'd like to also welcome our staff, as well as those who are joining us virtually from ESD and NYPA. This is a scheduled regular meeting of the board, and notice has been duly provided as required by open meeting law. Am I back on mic? Thank you. First formal item of business. It's red, so it's probably short.
Not me.
Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties with our mic going out. But as I was getting ready to say, the first item of formal business for us consider today is the proposed agenda that is before the board. But I first must ask if any of the members of the board have any proposed amendments to the agenda. If there are none, I'd ask for a motion to approve the meeting agenda as presented. Been moved by Deanna Brennan, second by Paul Brown. All in favor, please say aye. Are there any opposed? It carries. The next, I must ask you, before we can move forward with the agenda, to note that all the members were polled prior to the meeting regarding any possible conflicts of interest, or any of the board members who are currently present have any conflict of interest. Deanna, none. Brennan, none. Paul Brown, none. Thank you so very much. The next item on our agenda, which was mailed to you in advance, are our minutes of our last meeting, which was held on February 14th. The minutes are now before you for adoption. If there are any amendments to the minutes, we certainly will consider them. But if none, I'd ask for a motion to approve them. The motion made by Paul Brown. It's been seconded by Deanna Brennan. All in favor? Any opposed? Of course, it carries. All right, the next item is our fund update, and Richard Smith, NYPA Senior Director of Economic Development, will present that report.
Thank you, Brenda. Ladies and gentlemen of the board, you have in your packets the fund update report dated April 23rd. I'd like to review that with you now. Give you a moment to find that in your packets. Okay. Total deposits to the fund to date amounts to $83,058,000. Total interest earned on deposits to date amounts to $1,233,193, making total funds deposited equal to $84,291,193. As to expenditures, there has been zero expended on total administrative expenses. Disbursements to grantees amounts to $32,700, making total expenditures equal to $36,032,700. And the current fund balance equal to $48,258,493. As to awards under standard projects, the amount is $33,464,976. Under energy-related projects, the amount is $6,737,815, making total fund benefits awarded equal to $40,202,791. And the total fund benefits available to be awarded by the Western New York Power Proceeds Allocation Board equal to $44,088,402. As to energy-related projects, a minimum of 15% of the funds are dedicated to energy-related projects. This is equal to $12,458,700. To date, total awards for energy-related projects amounts to 8%, not including today. And that figure is $6,737,815, making fund benefits currently available to be awarded for energy projects only equal to $5,720,885. For today, there are two applications for consideration. They are standard projects and they amount to $370,000. As to the power that supports this program, the estimated unallocated EP and RP to date amounts to 108 megawatts. The estimated allocated but unused hydropower to date award amounts to 170 megawatts, making the total estimated unutilized EP and RP to date equal to 278 megawatts. There is additional detail on the next page of the report. And I would invite any questions or concerns that you may have.
Do any members of the board have any questions for Mr. Seifert? Thank you. Rich, this is an informational item and does not require any action. And so we can proceed to item number 4 on our agenda, which are the award considerations for today for round 30. And I'd like to call on Emily Alkowitz, our NYPA Manager, Business Power Allocations and Compliance, and she is going to present the recommendations for today for round 30. Emily?
Thank you, Acting Chairwoman Brenda McDuffie, and all board members and staff in attendance today and online for allowing me to present on these projects. Staff is recommending that the Power Proceeds Allocation Board recommend a fund benefit award of $250,000 to Launch New York, Inc. to support a workforce development program that engages underrepresented founders to advance high-growth potential entrepreneur education. Launch New York is a nonprofit 501c3 venture development organization that was established in 2012 and built on nationally recognized best practices to identify, support, and invest in high-growth, high-impact companies that can transform the local economy and catalyze its entrepreneurial culture to facilitate job creation and economic development. Launch will leverage its emerging clean tech opportunity incubator for clean energy startups and existing Founders Go Big program that engages underrepresented founders to support high growth potential entrepreneur education by providing a customized approach of its proven curriculum to reach targeted populations, including underserved founders in Buffalo's East Side, and build on its track record of serving over 50% underrepresented founder-led companies. The Eco Incubator will help identify and support companies that fit the climate technology sector and would benefit from this project. Training would be provided through designated project leads and a network of over 35 entrepreneurs and residents to deliver one-on-one technical assistance over a 3-year period 3-month period, excuse me. Participants will receive individual and group training through in-person and virtual sessions that include customer discovery, defining the market, business structures, financing options, and developing financials, what it means to take investment capital, building a product, growing the organization, developing go-to market strategies, and initiating and growing sales and business partnerships. Entrepreneurs and residents will help founders prepare a business model plan, and graduates will be referred to funding resources based on their business status. The project will support high-growth entrepreneurs with the potential to generate $10 million in annual revenues in 5 to 7 years. The applicant anticipates that this project will train up to 100 businesses over a 2-year period with approximately 3 cohorts per year. The project costs are comprised of mentorship, training, outreach, salaries and wages, supplies, and materials. Several aspects of this project support a recommendation favoring a fund benefit award, and they are as follows. The overall project, the goal of the project is to continue the momentum of the entrepreneurship that has been fostered in this region over the past decade and expand it to underrepresented neighborhoods and underserved founders. The Founders Go Big program builds a culture of entrepreneurship among underrepresented and underserved communities by assisting them with a tailored curriculum, including demographically relatable role models and trainers. A fund award allows Launch to extend the Founders Go Big program for 2 more years. As Launch builds a stronger track record with the program, overall sustainability and program effectiveness will grow. Launch's Eco Incubator specifically targets the growing region's climate technology sector, which has led to dozens of companies that have attracted $260 million in funding from all other funders besides Launch and generated $33 million in annual revenues and supported 281 jobs. This project aligns well with Buffalo's 4-year strategic plan called Building an Equitable City, which focuses on thriving neighborhoods and people and smart and sustainable infrastructure, climate resilience, and economic opportunities and mobility. In closing, this project aligns well with Erie County's comprehensive economic development strategy and the Ralph C. Wilson Jr. Foundation 2032 Ecosystem Planning Project. It also aligns with the Western New York Regional Economic Development Council strategies and priorities that include an emphasis on industries such as climate technology, which has been targeted by the state and the REDC for strategic growth.
Thank you, Emily. I'd note for the record that Dennis Alzenbeck, our 3rd board member or 4th, has joined us at this point in time. Are there any questions on the project that Emily just reviewed for us or comments? Launch New York.
I have to recuse myself. Because I sit on the Eco Incubator, which is underneath the Launch New York.
Thank you. Please note for the record that Dennis Eisenbeck has reclused himself. Any questions? I would just like to make a comment. I am extremely excited about the potential that this board would invest in this project. Having worked with Launch New York, I know it's a very valuable initiative to generate economic opportunity for individuals in the community and the community as a whole. Many times individuals have great ideas and can execute on their particular business, product, or idea, but really do need capacity building and backroom support. And that's exactly what this has a proven track record of doing. So I just want to note that for the record. Are there other questions or comments? Hearing none, I'd ask for a motion to adopt staff's recommendation to award $250,000 to Launch New York. Paul Brown has made the motion. Deanna Brennan has seconded. And note again that Dennis Eisenbeck has indicated a conflict and has abstained from voting. So all in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? It carries unanimously. Thank you. Emily, would you proceed?
Thank you, Chairwoman. Staff is recommending that the Power Proceeds Allocation Board recommend a fund benefit award of $120,000 to the Buffalo Niagara Convention and Visitors Bureau, Inc. for a marketing campaign that will incorporate state-of-the-art tools to target individuals of various ages with an affinity for art, heritage, tourism, and outdoor recreation and attract them to the Buffalo Niagara region. The Buffalo Niagara Convention and Visitors Bureau, Inc. is a non-for-profit 501c6 that was established in 1987. It is comprised of several affiliates, including an organization called Visit Buffalo Niagara, which promotes conventions and tourism in the Buffalo Niagara region by soliciting national, state, and regional meeting planners, motor coach operators, travel agents, and independent consumers. It has been awarded the Destination Marketing Accreditation Program seal by Destination Marketing Association International. This accreditation requires organizations to demonstrate compliance across 16 disciplines and is globally recognized by the destination marketing industry as the highest achievement in destination excellence. The Buffalo AKG Art Museum, formerly the Albright Knox Art Gallery, is home to one of the world's greatest collections of modern art. Its reopening aligns with years of investment in attractions, assets, and infrastructure, including rehabilitation of Buffalo's waterfront, and presents a rare opportunity to leverage the event to relaunch the region's brand, reframe its narrative, and re-engage potential visitors from key markets such as New York City, surrounding tri-state metro area, Toronto and Southern Ontario, Central New York State, Pittsburgh, and Cleveland. The marketing campaign would utilize a media relations influencer approach by employing newsletters, pitch letters, and press trips to lay out the groundwork for future coverage. State-of-the-art marketing research tools such as Zartico will allow the monitoring of key performance metrics such as website and actual visitation, average visitor spend per geographic market, and where expenditures are occurring to determine the project's impact on visitation to the region. The project costs are comprised of marketing expenses related to the use of newsletters, pitch letters, and press trips. Several aspects of this project support a recommendation favoring a fund benefit award, and they are as follows. The applicant recently received funding from a traditional source to support its marketing efforts aimed at increasing tourism associated with Buffalo's music sector. As such, other funding sources were not available for this project. In 2019, Erie County visitors spent more than $1.8 billion on lodging, food, and beverage, recreation, and retail activities. These expenditures supported nearly 33,000 tourism jobs and generated $221 million in state and local taxes. A recent study conducted by the destination analysts identified the arts and culture traveler as a very strong tourist opportunity for Buffalo. The reasons are as follows. Respondents who consider world-class arts and cultural attractions to be important in selecting leisure destinations rate Buffalo highly for this attribute. A profile of the arts and culture traveler suggests a very high likelihood of finding many of these consumers in the applicant's targeted geographic areas. Lastly, New York City residents represent a significant market opportunity for the Western New York region. According to the report, nearly half of New York City metro area residents surveyed are high potential visitors to Buffalo. In closing, this project aligns well with the 2022 Western New York Regional Economic Development Strategic Priorities, which identifies tourism as one of the 8 industry sectors where the Western New York region is the strongest. While the REDC recognizes the tourism opportunity, it also notes that visitor spending is an underachievement. So this project would address this deficiency by establishing a new identity for Buffalo in the marketplace in a targeted and strategic manner.
Thank you, Emily. Are there any questions and or comments from any members of the board on this particular proposal or the staff recommendations? I think staff expressed very well that this is part of our Western New York strategic plan to build tourism, to have people leave more money in our community. and to take advantage of our tremendous assets in Western New York. And certainly with the museum going online very shortly, it will certainly just add to tourism. So with that, I'd like to entertain a motion to recommend an award of $120,000 to the Buffalo Niagara Convention and Visitors Bureau, better known as Visit Buffalo Niagara. Moved by Deanna Brennan. It's been seconded by Paul Brown. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? It's been carried unanimously. Thank you. Is there any other business to be brought before the board today? Dennis?
Yeah, just more of a comment than, new business. I just want to kind of like thank Rich, Emily, and Lori. Although I know I can't comment much on Launch New York, but previously we've had discussions about really re-looking at what we're trying to do with the allocation board and get more and more creative. When it was first initiated versus today, our world, our state has changed dramatically, and I mean dramatically. You look at, the push for the state and federal to invest up to 40% of spend into our disadvantaged communities. The way you're looking at the ability of impacting those disadvantaged communities, we have to spend more time understanding what the definition of benefit, which I feel the Climate Action Council and the Climate Working Group failed on miserably because we didn't define benefit. And I really think what we have is an opportunity here in terms of attracting kind of like climate related supply chains, manufacturing, advanced manufacturing that doesn't have to fall under the energy umbrella, it's manufacturing. The other thing we can really look at is, for the first time, really reinforcing minority-owned businesses. If you look at what's happening in the energy space, 80% of the activity will occur in our disadvantaged communities or our cities in general, because that's where the energy is at its utmost urgency. So the activities will occur predominantly in our cities. And if we do not have our minority-owned businesses or our disadvantaged communities leading how to solve for climate change, I believe we'll have made big mistakes. So I like the move that you're doing on Launch New York, because I really think it starts to scratch the surface on how to rethink what we can really do with the proceeds board and the allocations that fall under our purview. So I do want to thank Emily, Rich, and Laura. I know they put a lot of effort into it, and that really needs to be recognized every now and then. And as we get away from, or not get away from, the premise of why we created the proceeds, but to really rethink how we can maximize this type of investment in our communities. And I'm really excited about this type of opportunity. So I appreciate it. And thanks for letting me speak.
Thank you. If you like what we brought this time, thanks. Dennis, thank you for that. If you like what you saw at this meeting, we're seeing a lot of very similar applications coming in. I'm very optimistic that we're going to see more of this type of activity. So stay tuned.
And we will stay tuned for upcoming applications and ensure that we have an inclusive economy and we make the investment of these proceeds in a way that really benefits the entire community. And some of the targeting that we heard about and approved today will ensure that that happens. The next scheduled meeting of the board is Tuesday, August 8th. If there are no other business matters to be brought before us today, I certainly would be happy to entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move.
It's been moved by Dennis Eisenbach. It's been seconded by Paul Brown. And no opposition, all in favor? I will say have a very, very good afternoon. Please take care, stay well, and enjoy the sunshine.